People throughout the United States faced a common issue today. A cellular disruption caused big problems for one of the country's largest providers. Coming up, we'll have the details on a major and prolonged outage that affected thousands of customers.
Many students in the School of Theater and Dance have unique skills that are put on display during the set of performances through the year. Find out how you can check out some potential future dance stars here on campus before they get their big break.
And Texas Tech men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and track and field teams are all gearing up for another busy weekend of competition. MCTV's Jade Hernandez has a wrap-up of this past week and a preview of all of the upcoming action in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Austin Laden.
And I'm Peter Richardson. A widespread cellular service outage disrupted text and phone calls this morning, leaving many people out of contact for hours.
And even though thousands of the members of the Texas Tech community were affected, people here on campus had an alternative to keep them connected. At approximately 3 a.m. this morning, AT&T customers began to report cellular outages throughout the United States. The reports came through downdetector.com with complaints climbing exponentially around 6 a.m. as more Americans began to wake up and start their day. Many customers discovered the issue as they attempted to send texts or make calls. On iPhones, the cellular disruption was noticeable due to the letters SOS appearing in place of the signal indicator at the top of their screens. Luckily, most customers on Wi-Fi connections were able to continue to receive texts and calls could be enabled by turning on Wi-Fi calling options on most devices. Here on the Tech campus, AT&T users inside of buildings were able to avoid communication issues by using the university's Wi-Fi service. Around 9 a.m. this morning, IT Help Central sent out a tech announced message alerting the university community about the AT&T issues, but also stating that the TTU Net Wi-Fi service was not impacted by the disruption. The message also included instructions on how to enable Wi-Fi calling on Android and iOS devices. As of this afternoon, AT&T has announced that most of the network is back online and outage reports have dropped off as customer service has been restored.
In other news around campus, hundreds of Red Raiders are feeling more confident about their future today after attending a biannual event hosted by one of the university's biggest colleges. The Rawls College of Business held their spring career fair yesterday at the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center. The fair started at 10 a.m. and featured representatives from hundreds of businesses who were available to meet with students. Attendees could learn about potential internships, part and full-time job opportunities, or just learn about options for their future careers. Yesterday's career fair was exclusively open to business students until 1 p.m., but after that, any Red Raider could stop by and visit the fair until it finished at 3 p.m. The Rawls College of Business Career Fair is held during the fall and spring semesters, but is not the only option for students to connect with a future employer. For more information on all job recruiting events hosted by the Rawls College, visit rawlsbusiness.ttu.edu and click on Events under the About tab.
Some potential Red Raiders stopping by campus this week not only had a chance to learn more about the university, but they also had the opportunity to indulge in some homemade sweet treats. On Monday, Tech's University Choir held a bake sale during the School of Music's Spring Visit Day. The bake sale featured a variety of sweets created by the members of the group. Tech students in the music building had the chance to purchase treats, but they also faced some extra competition. Hundreds of potential Red Raiders and their families were also on campus to learn all about Tech's music program, including extracurricular options available to students.
A lot of our student organizations are also represented here. So we have people from the going band and our choirs and our in-house student organizations and fraternities. And so they also do bake sales to help them raise money for their spirit organizations and some of the projects that they're doing in the community as well.
Monday's bake sale was scheduled from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., but by mid-afternoon, many of the items had been sold. Even though the bake sale finished up in the early afternoon, the School of Music's Visit Day finished up later on Monday evening. If you missed Monday's bake sale but are interested in learning more about the university choir, including how to join, visit music.ttu.edu and click on the Programs tab near the top of the page.
It's been feeling a lot like spring here on campus, especially after temperatures climbed into the 80s for the first time this year.
It's technically still winter, but will cold conditions be returning anytime soon? Weather specialist Elisabeth Herring has a look at what we can expect this weekend in today's MCTV forecast. Elizabeth?
Thanks, Peter. It is another gorgeous day here at the Texas Tech campus. Lots of sunshine. We did see quite a bit of wind yesterday and some high temperatures as well. We actually topped out our record with a high of 85 yesterday. Our last record was in 1996 with a high of 84. However, our lows were still quite around normal for this time of year. We had a 50+ degree jump yesterday. However, today we are still going to be a little bit warm, but we are going to cool off just a little bit. Instead of highs in the 70s and 80s across the South Plains, we're going to have highs in the 60s and 70s. Snyder's at 72, Turkey 70, Demet 64, Morton 67. We also saw some wind yesterday that has calmed down today. However, Saturday afternoon, that wind is going to begin to pick up once again with gusts in the 20s across the South Plains area. And as we move into Sunday, that is going to increase and it's going to stick around for a while for the beginning of next week. Tonight in the South Plains, it is going to be a chilly one. Snyder 43, Turkey 40, Demet right at freezing at 32, Morton 35 degrees. And we are going to stay a little bit cooler tomorrow, much like today. Snyder 67, Turkey 68, Demet 63, out in Morton 65. Tonight here locally in Lubbock, we have a low of 37. Tomorrow, much like today, with a high of 66 and mostly sunny skies. And that wind's not going to come until Saturday afternoon, and it's going to move into Sunday. Saturday, we have a high of 74. Sunday, another warm one with a high of 82, and that's going to stick around as we move into the beginning of next week. Monday, we have a high once again in the 80s, and that is going to be a windy day, and that wind is going to continue into Tuesday, and Tuesday, we will have a high of 78. Wednesday, it looks like that wind is going to stick around, and we also have a cold front coming with that. So Tuesday, we have a high of 78. We're going to drop down to a low of 40. Wednesday, only a high of 55, which is much cooler than what we've been seeing in these previous weeks and is much more normal for around this time of year in February. And we are going to have a low below freezing Wednesday with a low of 27. And this is the first time we're going to see freezing in quite a while. On Thursday, it looks like we're going to warm back up just a bit, and we should see that wind clear out and have sunny skies on Thursday. Austin and Peter, it's back to y'all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Each spring, the School of Theater and Dance hosts a unique event that not only showcases the talent of students, but also the creativity of the program's faculty. Last night, Dance Tech 24 kicked off a 4-day run in the May-Gen Theater. The annual showcase of Tech's dance program included multiple performances of new routines choreographed by faculty members in the department. Each set featured different styles of dance, giving dozens of students a chance to show off the skills they've learned through the program. Along with the faculty guest artist, Jamie Meek also contributed to this year's program, along with BFA student Emma Hale.
The professors are incredible. I've grown really close with all of them. I'm on a first-name basis with all of them, and I've gotten to really connect, and they've been able to hone in on me as a dancer and focus on me and really kind of focus on my weaknesses and strengthen those weaknesses, as well as focus on my strengths and see where we could go from there. I've also really connected with the people here. They're incredible, the other dancers that I dance with.
This year's edition of Dance Tech marks the first time the annual expedition has taken place on the May-Gen Theater's main stage in 5 years. The performance has moved around to different locations the past several seasons due to COVID-19 and the recently completed renovation of Theater and Dance Complex. Dance Tech 2024 continues with performances from now through Saturday night. Each performance is scheduled to start at 7:30 p.m. at the May-Gen Theater. Tickets are $15 for the general public and $5 for the students with a Tech ID.
It's that time of year again. Tech Athletics has a near continuous schedule of competitions every week from now until the end of March.
MCTV's Jade Hernandez joins us now with the details on the latest results from this week, along with a preview of what's next for the Texas Tech teams in sports. Jade?
Thank you, Austin and Peter. Texas Tech Athletics has had a jam-packed week with many teams competing for the Red Raiders. We'll start this recap on the court with Red Raider basketball's matchup against TCU. In a thrilling showdown, number 23 Texas Tech men's basketball clinched a nail-biting 82-81 victory over TCU at the USA, seeking redemption after their earlier road loss to the Horned Frogs. Despite trailing by 10 points with just 7 minutes remaining, the Red Raiders showcased their resilience, mounting their 4th double-digit comeback of the season. The game was a showcase of tenacity and skill, with Texas Tech's Pop Isaacs leading the charge with 19 points, including an impressive 11 for 12 performance at the free throw line. Isaacs also contributed 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. Joe Toussaint was also instrumental in Tech's victory, tallying 14 points and leading the team with 7 assists. Despite a strong offensive showing from TCU, the Red Raiders' defense held firm, limiting the Horned Frogs to 42.3% shooting from the field. With this victory, Texas Tech improved to 19-7 overall and 8-7 in conference play. They currently lead the Big 12 in free throw percentage at 78% and have shown their ability to win close games, boasting a 3-0 record in 1-point games and a 4-1 record in games decided by 5 points or fewer. Looking ahead, Texas Tech will hit the road to face UCF on Saturday afternoon in Orlando, Florida, before returning home to host Texas next Tuesday at 8 p.m. in the USA. The Red Raiders will be aiming for season sweeps of both UCF and Texas after wins in their initial meetings earlier this season. In a hard-fought battle, the Texas Tech women's basketball team faced off against the number 5 ranked Texas Longhorns in Austin on Wednesday. Despite strong performances from Bailey Maupin and Jasmine Shavers, who both scored over 20 points, the Lady Raiders fell short, with the Longhorns securing a 77-72 victory at Moody Center. The game started with Texas taking an early 7-0 lead, but Texas Tech responded with a 10-1 run to briefly take the lead. Throughout the game, the Lady Raiders fought back, with Maupin hitting crucial three-pointers and Shavers converting an N1 opportunity to keep the score close. However, the Longhorns' solid play allowed them to maintain their lead and secure their win. Shavers led the Lady Raiders with an impressive 27 points, marking her career high and 6th 20-point game of the season. She shot an impressive 52.6% from the field and 57.1% from beyond the arc. Maupin contributed 22 points, marking her 4th 20-point game, while shooting 47.4% from the field. Freshman Kelly Mora had a career high of 8 points, and Jada Wynn added 10 points in her second double-figure scoring game. Despite the loss, Texas Tech showed their consistency from beyond the arc, shooting 48% and making 12 threes, the second highest this season. The Lady Raiders will now return to their home court at the United Supermarkets Arena to host the Cincinnati Bearcats on Saturday at 2 p.m. Tech is heading into Saturday's game with a record of 16-12 overall and 5-10 in Big 12 play, and the Lady Raiders are looking to bounce back and secure a crucial win at home. Texas Tech had a week of ups and downs on the diamond, with both baseball and softball teams showcasing their talent. The number 19 Texas Tech baseball team dominated UTA with a 13-1 victory at Globe Life Field on Tuesday, powered by freshman Brady Trumbello's strong 4 innings on the mound. The offense was impressive, recording a season best of 13 runs on 13 hits, with every Red Raider starter reaching base. Despite the offensive showcase, the pitching staff also stood out, with 5 relievers allowing just 3 hits and 1 run over the final 5 innings. The Red Raiders retired the final 11 batters of the game and did not allow a hit over the last 4 innings. Followed by the big win, Texas Tech's baseball team suffered a 10-4 defeat to number 7 Oregon State at Globe Life Field on Wednesday. The loss was attributed to Texas Tech's struggles with runners in scoring position, going just 2 for 13 and 4 for 23 with runners on base. Despite the loss, 4 Red Raiders recorded multiple hits, with Damian Bravo leading the way, going 3 for 5 with a double. Freshman Laden Stripling also had a strong performance, going 2 for 4 with a walk in his first career start at designated hitter. Oregon State took a 5-0 lead early in the game, but Tech managed to close the gap to 6-4 in the 4th. 2 innings later, the Beavers pulled away with a 4-run 6th inning and never looked back. With the loss, Texas Tech finished the opening weekend of the season with a 3-2 record overall. Texas Tech will kick off a 6-game homestand on Friday afternoon as they host Texas Southern for a 3-game series. The home opener is scheduled for 2 p.m. Texas Tech softball is gearing up for the North Texas tournament this weekend to showcase their skills on the diamond. With a solid 7-3 overall record, the team will kick off the tournament against Stephen F. Austin on Friday at 9 a.m. at Lovelace Stadium in Denton. Following Friday's opener, they're slated to take on tough competition from the University of Minnesota and the University of North Texas in 4 games through Sunday. Finally, this weekend, all eyes are on Lubbock as Texas Tech hosts the Big 12 Indoor Championships at the Sports Performance Center. The Texas Tech track and field, featuring the number 2 ranked men's team and the number 5 ranked women, are set to showcase their talent on their home turf. Along with those rankings, Texas Tech stands as the lone Big 12 school and the only one in Texas with both baseball and men's basketball ranked in the top 25 this week. For the full schedule of events for this weekend's Big 12 Championships, visit texastech.com. I'm Jade Hernandez, and that's all for Texas Tech Sports. Now back to you, Peter and Austin.
Thanks, Jade. February is Black History Month, and people throughout the United States are taking time to acknowledge the impact of Black Americans throughout the years.
And right now, you can stop by one campus building and check out some special art created to remember one of the most influential Black leaders in history. Just inside the east entrance of the TTU Library, you can find an exhibit dedicated to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the Crosland Room. The exhibit features artwork created by local students from Lubbock ISD and Lubbock Cooper ISD. The display includes drawing and paintings featuring the likeness of Dr. King, along with quotes from some of his most influential speeches. There are also additional quotes from students and unique artwork promoting diversity, equality, and calls for people to see past color and work together for peace. The art exhibit is on loan from the 2 local school districts and will remain on display through the end of the month. If you would like to view the artwork before it's gone, you can stop by the library's Crosland Room between now and next Friday.
So, Austin, have you had the chance to check out the MLK exhibit in the library?
Not this year's one, but I did check out last spring's one, and it was something special.
Man, that's what's up. Thanks for being part of the dream. That's all of today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.